Dave Dombrowski, it's almost like, he can play Santa Claus at Christmas. I mean, he's going out $300 million for Trey Turner. We see Taijuan Walker, but it's, even though you have the money, you got to spend it on the right guys if you have the money to spend. And those two guys are, I mean, you have to like both of those signings.
Oh, no question about that. And here's the thing. He got Trey Turner, and there was more money on the table for Trey Turner from San Diego. We know that, as they were offering $342 million. I think for Taijuan Walker, highly coveted pitcher, in that second tier of pitchers with a Chris Bassett, with a Taijuan Walker. The Kyle Gibson's probably a little around that range as well. Carlos Rodon a little bit above them. But this is a guy who's a very good pitcher. He's got a tremendous split, gets a lot of ground balls, and so infield defense is going to matter. So they did upgrade overall on the season with Trey Turner. Turner's not the best defensive shortstop, but it's an upgrade. He's got range, and going over to Stock going over to second base improves them defensively there too. So this is a guy who's a warrior. He'll pitch hurt. He'll pitch through some pain. He'll go out there and compete every single time. He's a great teammate and a real athletic guy on the mound. So I love this signing for them. And look, it's also robbing Peter to pay Paul. You took him away from the Mets. It's the double victory for you.
Like
a free agent from the Mets, you just robbed the Mets of a guy who was a big part of what helped them win 101 games last year.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a Phillies fan, you're fired up right now. I mean, it's incredible.
I don't think they've cooled off.
Sitting here at the winter meetings going, who the Phillies going to sign again? Are you kidding me? Like, Trey Turner, the big money, all of a sudden you get Taijuan
Look at
Walker.
that. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, look at those guys that they've signed these last couple of years. I mean, that's really the heart and soul of the club. And I was fortunate enough to be with Dave Dombrowski in Detroit. He traded for me when we went to the World Series in 2006. Thank you so much, Dave. I'll love you forever for that. And then 2007, I was there too. You knew Dave was going to go after guys. That's the bottom line. And with John Middleton's checkbook, he's like, open it up. But I tell you what, Taijuan Walker, when you go back to last year with the Mets, with Scherzer and DeGrom being down, who held down the fort? Walker did and Bassett did, right? The kind of the second-tier guys. And when you look at Walker, 2021, he made 30 starts. 2022, he made 29 starts. This guy's a workhorse. And I just love the sign. He fits into that rotation with Wheeler, Nola, Suarez. I think it's a great sign for the Phillies.
And Steve, you know this because you were a general manager in New York. When you're with teams in certain cities and certain organizations, when the expectation is, hey, we want to win a World Series, it's a little different in the offseason than opposed to if you're maybe a middle-sized market and those expectations aren't there year in and year out.
Oh, no question about that. I mean, they're coming off of a tremendous season, going to the World Series. But listen, in those markets, that's great. Now what are you going to do for me, right? It's all about what's next. I mean, that's fine. Okay, great. We're done celebrating. What are you going to do for me right now? And you also have to understand, you have to bring in the right players in those markets. Not everybody can play in that market like that. It's tough because when you don't perform, the way the fans communicate is with booing or with heckling or with yelling, and not everybody can handle that. Not everybody has enough thick skin to be able to deal with that. Now, the key is don't fail, and that way you don't have to worry about it, right? Give me the guys who aren't going to fail. But Dave Dombrowski is a deal maker. I made a bunch of deals with him when we were general managers, and he's a guy that when he sees something that he wants, he'll find a way to make the deal. If there's not a clear, direct path there, he'll find ways to get there to ultimately get it done. And when he identifies a player or the target that he wants, he goes and makes the deal with him.
Yes, he does. So Trey Turner and now Taijuan Walker are headed to the city of brotherly love.